Talkin Sauce, episode 110.
Nice.
I didn't believe it. Big milestone. Huge milestone.
Huge.
What do you mean? Massive milestone.
The biggest besides 100. Yeah, I thought someone's phone was like going off.
Music comes in.
Dude, it'd be like that, dude. What you grinding right now? Let the people
man.
in on it.
Man, so I was trying to get my mining to level 72, so you can go to the upper level of the mining guild motherlode area, and I thought that was all you had to do. So I'm like, all right, finally got to level 72. Let me hit this ladder. This dude was boxing me out of every time. He was hitting the moves, and then so I go to get up there, and he goes, "Oh, you got to pay me 100 nuggets, 100 gold nuggets, at least the first time, and then you can go up there." I'm like, "Bro, now you're just extorting me." Like,
straight up extorting. I mean, no one's coming down to these mines.
Not cool. So I was working on that.
Is 100 gold nuggets a lot?
It is, but I already had like 80 something.
Oh, okay.
So I was close.
Nice.
I think I got like 95 now.
Nice.
So I'm close.
Is this an account that you have had forever and you just log back into,
Facts.
or is this something you started?
Nah.
Nice. That's good. At
Yeah.
least not start from the
No.
bottom.
Hell no.
Whew. Are you a member? Maybe
Yeah,
a little
no,
bit.
for sure, of course, dude.
I feel like you gotta, like, you have to.
to.
You're like, we're adults now, dude. You know what I'm saying? Like, you gotta.
If you're gonna play, you're gonna
yeah,
play. Like,
yeah, absolutely.
no, for sure.
But
that's me.
do you? I've had a pretty good weekend, man. It's a beautiful day.
Yep.
Some car
Great
wrecks
day.
and shit.
Yep.
That's always fun.
That's not beautiful.
Not a great time, but Jake Paul and Ben Askren and Triller came together, dude, and put on another fever dream of a show.
So I no, straight up, man, straight up. Like, I was watching this thing and I was like, what the fuck is going on?
No, absolutely.
When I watched the weigh-in, I really thought I was like dreaming it.
No, yeah. So Jake comes out with like his robot that they make no mention of. It's just there. Ben Askren's nipples were all like different parts of his body. I don't know. That's the first thing I noticed when we walked on the scale, bro. Just like,
that's funny.
There's just in different spots. It's not symmetrical. Oh, he's an old man, dude, coming off hip surgery and shit.
That's funny.
But anyway, so there was 1,000 concerts. So I was reading through the streams, like the illegal streams that were up, were just putting other music over top of like the performances. Like Doja Cat was there and apparently performed for like 25 minutes, left and then came back. And so like people were posting clips where they were just playing like the Black Eyed Peas, just like over the top of it, just because the performance itself was so bad. It was way too much, like way too many concerts. I was telling you, the first time was like a concert between every fight, and you're like, this is a lot. But this was like a concert in between two other concerts that were sandwiched between two other concerts. And then apparently Ric Flair came out and reffed an actual slap boxing fight. Apparently this was like super early on, and I didn't even see that. I'm glad I missed that.
Watching the highlights of all this stuff that I saw, like the whole thing looks like some super fucking low. It looks like some low budget shit with like a bunch of B-list celebrities with a couple of bigger ones sprinkled in there.
Yeah, they had.
I mean, the shit is kind of ass.
They had Charlie and Dixie D'Amelio, those TikTok stars. They had them present the belt to one of the winners of one of the early fights, and they just put it on the wrong guy. I'm like, there's one dude with his hand raised. Like, there's one guy with his hand raised. How you fucked this up?
I love that.
And I don't know if you guys saw the pictures of the belts. Did you see
No.
Dude, it looked like a hard piece of plastic with like a sticker that just said Fight Club on the front of it. Like it was so ugly. But so there's I guess the co-main event, I guess you'd call it. They were like 45 minutes apart, so it's hard to tell. But these two boxers, forget their names. The only two like legit trying to make a career out of this boxers on the card, I think. They're going at it.
Are you saying Jake Paul isn't a serious boxer?
He is something. But I can't remember these guys' names, but one dude hits the other guy with it looks like to the body. A guy falls down like kicking and screaming, saying he got hit low blow. And the dude's wife, who got hit low blow, stands up and like coming to ringside is like screaming at the other guy.
Oh,
and my
God.
thing's like, where's any security around
At
the ring?
all.
And then they go to the replay. Wasn't a low blow at all. The guy like barely glancing like hit him with like his forearm and like the side. And that shot hurts a lot.
Mm-hmm.
She's right there to is that liver? Because kidneys are in the back, right? Livers.
Yeah, exactly.
Liver shot, and they hurt like a bitch. But this guy, and so everyone in the arena is like, well, this definitely wasn't a low blow. This guy's still kicking and screaming like it was a low blow. He makes them bring out the stretcher, and they took this man out in a stretcher for what he said was a low blow, which was barely a glancing body shot. And so that was just a fucking shit show.
Jesus.
And then, dude. So throughout this, they had these announcers. Fuck, everybody was fucked up, and like they had to just been feeding all their like commentators just alcohol back to back. Oscar De La Hoya up there, like one of the best boxers to ever do it, was up there. There's some guy who was in the U.S. Navy, and he kept saying like he's gonna hit him with the power of the USSR, and the other commentators were like, that's not that, they don't exist anymore, Oscar. And he's like, and then they all just started. They just went with it because the Russian jokes were funnier, so they just kept making like Russian jokes. I don't know, man. But then so this guy comes out, and a doctor comes in to check his nuts for the low blow, right?
Okay.
And they're like, oh man, he ain't gonna do nothing but catch a boner. Dude, I don't even know who said it, but they're just up there making just like,
what do you
mean? Dude, just making mad sexual. And as this woman's just doing her job, and this guy,
it was a chick.
Yeah, and just doing her job, and the guy's just like in a lot of pain.
Oh my god, dude! What do you fucking mean, dude?
That's awesome.
And then they cut to a scene. I'm sure you've seen the pictures, the screenshots of Jake Paul like stretching out with his trainer before the fight. It's where he had the dude like up on his legs, like all this stuff.
Yeah.
And they put that up,
like a couple doing yoga together.
And all the commentators got kind of quiet, and they're like, yo, that's kind of a pause, bro. Like all of them. I'm like, dude, this is like, there's stuff they're being like, yo, it's kind of sus, bro. Like, you can't be doing this on the net, like on the broadcast.
Jesus Christ.
And then,
oh my God. How much was this fight?
I think it was $50. Like
people
it was
paid $50 for this.
And when people were like mad about it, I'm like, what did you really expect? You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
They had Justin Bieber perform. They had Justin Bieber, dude. They had 4 hours of music. The national anthem came on. Audio cut out. Audio cut out on the national anthem. Half of it. It came back on.
USSR.
And apparently she was just a really bad singer. And so everyone was like, we should probably cut this back off.
we learned from Fergie.
Dude, for real. It was...
Dude, I'm crying.
It was so bad, and then Jake Paul gets... Pete Davidson and Jack Harlow interview Jake Paul before the fight.
I didn't watch all of that, but I saw the video on our DMs. So I didn't watch all of it.
Dude, Pete Davidson, he was like, so I got to ask, man, that robot, like, is that a guy that works for you? And Jake Paul was like, dude, that's a real robot. And they just had like this, like just stare down, and Pete was like, "Oh, okay." Like,
it's like I don't know what to say, this man. All right, let's get to this fucking knockout, right?
Yep.
So what was it like in the first 2 minutes into the first round?
Yeah, it was. Yeah.
I watched like that whole. I watched that whole highlight.
Mm-hmm. There wasn't very long.
It wasn't very long. That shit to me, that shit looked fake as a motherfucker. Can I be honest? That shit looked fake.
I saw a lot of people saying it.
That shit looked fake as a mother. Were people saying that?
Oh yeah, that like immediately everyone was like,
just like the knockout hit.
Mm-hmm.
That shit looked fake as a motherfucker. That shit looked like some Power Ranger shit.
Yeah, dude.
He hit him.
As I watched the replay,
hit the fuck out of him.
He hit him.
But the aftershock, this motherfucker did like a stuntman dive backwards. I think he was always supposed to lose.
Mm-hmm.
Provided that, because obviously you're going with the idea that this is rigged at that point, which I'm not saying it is, but if you're saying that shit looks fake.
But we're just saying Jake Paul is majority owner of fucking Triller right now, I'm pretty sure.
So the idea is that it's got to end at some point, and they're gonna spar. He catches a mean fucking right.
Yeah.
I mean, that was a solid right, and he ate that shit. He goes back with the face. He goes, "All right, this is the perfect time to flop."
I think he hits. I think the punch was real. I think
It was
he
never
goes
supposed to
down
go past the first.
I think the ref. First of all, the ref didn't really check him. Usually they stand back up and he'll like grab your gloves,
Right.
pull, and you're supposed to be able to like resist, show that you have your balance about you. Didn't do that, and then he's just like looking at Ben, and Ben's like, "I'm good," and then he was just like, "Fight's over," and then they just called it. It did.
He almost let him get back into it.
Yeah, and he let him like stand back up, and he did look like he was a little wobbly, but I don't know, man. I don't know.
He got up and he squared back up just for appearance sake, and he goes, "Hey man, go ahead and just fucking." He's like, and he's looking at Jake like, "All right, man, go ahead and call this shit."
I'm trying to go home. Bro.
I can't dive that good again, dude. Yeah. I don't know, man. It like entertaining because I was laughing my ass off, dude. Snoop was absolutely killing that shit. Because right before it, he goes, "Yeah, and I put fucking $2 million on Jake," and I'm thinking like, did he really just say he put $2 million? And then that knockout punch comes, he goes, "And that's right, get my motherfucking money, Jake. Get my motherfucking money, Jake."
Because what he said, he's like, "No, I put my money on no fucking goofball." Yeah. Like, I'm not bet at it.
Dude, I was crying. Dude. Give me my $2 million, Jake. Dude, he was losing it.
Dude, there was a point that Mario Lopez was on the commentating table because, of course, and he is really into boxing by all accounts.
Right.
He's very into it, very good at it as well, and just he was not drunk, he was not high. Everybody else at that commentating table was like talking about the fact that they were all high and drunk, and Mario Lopez is just trying to keep talk about the boxing, and they're all just doing bad Russian accents and making fun of how many syllables are in Russian names and stuff. Dude, it was
Jesus.
And people were mad about it, but I'm kind of glad that I felt like they put the production on an equal level as the product they were showing. Because imagine you go into it and they're presenting this this is a legitimate boxing match.
Right.
All those legitimate fight cards, low key, kind of boring in between. There's not much going on between each fight.
Well, that's what I'm saying. This shit is some WWE 100%, level of entertainment. Dude. That's why it's fake.
Low key.
except for these undercards.
Yeah, and but see, even them, it's they're fighting in that super small ring that Triller has.
Yeah. Because
Triller's we don't want people just running around for this is already a shit show. We're not gonna make that much of a shit show. But my problem is Teofimo Lopez, who is he beat Lomachenko recently for the belt, very legitimate boxer, probably one of the best doing it right now, is signed to Triller, and so his next fight is going to be on Triller.
Uh-huh.
And that card has got to be a legitimate boxing card, and
You think it's going to be Paul?
Oh my god. He would actually I'd kill him.
You keep saying that.
This is a little bit, this guy's in the prime of it. He's 26, has been boxing his whole life, just won the belt.
He would kill Paul?
He'd fuck him up.
So Paul would never want to fight him.
No. This guy is
okay.
Yeah.
Right.
He beat Lomachenko, was one of the best to ever box.
Got you.
But I'm afraid that his card is going to be put on like this.
Right.
Which would
That's a slap in the face.
It would hurt me for him. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
It's man, you worked your whole life to get to the big stage, and then Triller's we're gonna have.
Well, if the bag's right, if
Doja Cat perform for 45 minutes.
But if the bag is right, though.
I mean, yeah, yeah, I guess.
No, I mean, watching that shit, I was like, oh, this is what people are tuning into. I didn't watch all the concerts and all the other shit, but that shit looked low budget.
It was bad. See, the first one was funny bad, and it seems like they almost tried to lean into that, but leaned a little too hard, and it was borderline unwatchable for most of it. I had the UFC fights on and these fights on, and I was seeing, I would chuckle at some stuff and be I can't.
That's good.
Because the highlights are funny because you get the funniest parts, but there was a lot of just dude, I can't believe they let those commentators just go like that. Dude.
Not that it's quote unprofessional so much as just it lacks that professional rhythm.
You so no structure.
Exactly. So they're just freeballing. Legitimately, not that we're on any sort of same caliber, but it'd be us just going up there, commentating, just like, we can tell you what we're seeing, but it
Yeah.
ain't gonna sound good coming
At all.
out. Like,
No, 100%. It definitely felt like they were like, no, you just show up and do it. And they're like, do what?
People
They're like,
like
just do
you.
it. Like, just fucking. Pete Davidson was even saying that he's like, this is the biggest clown show I've ever been a part of. But the check cleared. I didn't think the check was gonna clear, so I'm here.
Nice.
Shouts out Triller. Like,
Just chilling.
He's like, this is a shit show, front to back. It's just an absolute shit show.
Christ.
But
Well, speaking of UFC fights,
yeah, Robert Whitaker and Kelvin Gastelum fought. This is potentially going to be Israel Adesanya's next opponent. There's a couple different guys, but he's already beat both Gastelum and Whitaker. He took the belt from Whitaker, and Whitaker beat Gastelum. So hopefully, we're going to see him taking another shot at getting his belt back, and that's 2 Australian guys. So maybe a big card in Australia or something. But
it'll be in Florida.
It was much better to watch. It was so much better to watch than
You mean because
flipping from the Jake Paul knockout happened, and I was in the. I guess didn't even really. I guess we did talk about that, but it did fucking going from that. I was like, thank God. Like I can just go watch UFC. I don't have to worry about what's going on and if Ben Askren's gonna lose, and he fucking did. And so yeah, man, it's fucking. This Street Jesus is getting his shot at Jorge Masvidal is getting a shot at Kamaru Usman again next weekend though, dude. And fucking, that's gonna be good.
That's
It's
what's
gonna be
up.
real good.
That's
Almost
what's up.
got tickets to that because I think it's in either Atlanta. Or no, it can't be in Atlanta right now. I guess it would have to have been in like Jacksonville, Florida, or
It's
something.
probably in Florida.
I was like that close to getting tickets, but
Fucking
just didn't.
UFC better keep taking advantage of this shit, because once everything goes back to normal, they're not gonna be able to secure the same airtime.
Yeah. Well, they're on ESPN Plus now, so
True.
they're
Well,
ESPN
hockey.
Plus hockey too. But just with it being on the app, they just you know what I'm saying. It's
That's
just
right.
up there on the
You
app.
get to pick.
Pick what the fuck you want to
Damn.
watch. Half that shit ain't gonna work anyway.
On
We're ESPN Plus.
Demand.
Yeah.
Remember that when that shit first came out,
Yeah.
and it was like,
Everybody was like, "What?"
and if you didn't like pay like the top dollar for that shit, where it was just like everything, you got like the selection of like 5 movies from each channel, if you depending on which channels you had.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It was just like the shittiest
It
fucking
was awful.
movies.
It was awful.
It was awful. I mean, it's some real first world complaining type shit.
Well, and
but
then like the first big UFC card they had on it,
demand.
they were like, "We're gonna shut down all the illegal streams, bro. You can only watch it here." And then it just crashed. It just crashed, and no one could.
Yeah.
No, everyone had to buy the fight again. Like it's such a
Wow.
terrible times, dude.
Terrible
Disney Plus
times.
doesn't have these problems. What the fuck, dude?
Dude, speaking of Disney Plus, dude, let's just talk about that Falcon Winter Soldier. Holy shit! I think there's only one episode left.
Damn.
Yeah,
It's
it
kind
was-
of feels like it's gone by way faster.
Yeah. Well, it's longer episodes as opposed to like the
Oh.
25, 30 minutes. These are like 45 to almost to an hour.
Is it they shorten the season a bit?
So
Because of it?
so it's a little
Okay.
shorter than I think WandaVision was like 9. These are like 7.
Okay.
Some shit like that. But yeah, dude, it's crazy. In the end of the last one, fucking John Walker, Captain America, fucking murders one of these bad guys, like in cold blood in the middle of the fucking like town center.
Smashes
all these
him,
people
Smashes him
smash
with
him with the
Captain
shield.
America shield.
Jesus.
In the chest, and blood everywhere. There's blood all over the shield.
Spoilers.
All kinds of spoilers. And so he like in the beginning of this episode, he's like running away, and then Sam and Bucky chase him down basically, and they fight it out. Gets shield. This guy gets court-martialed. He gets intro to potentially some foreshadowing for some like bad anti-Avengers shit.
Mm.
So that's gonna be dope. It's coming to a head. Pretty fucking dope. Watch it if you haven't watched it.
It's pretty good. It's pretty
I'm
fun.
excited. I'll just love. It makes me go back and like watch like I went back and watched Civil War.
Connecting dots.
Yeah.
So this other Captain America was he? Did he
Guy
have
from
like
Goon 2.
you what?
It's the guy from Goon 2, Wyatt Russell.
What was that?
You know Goon 2?
Yeah.
It's that Goon, the dude, the bad guy.
The,
the
oh,
dude.
like the main. Okay.
Dude's
Okay.
son?
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
that guy.
But so in the show, is he? Did he have like
It's
the
the same
Captain
character.
America? It's like the same exact.
No. So he was in the army, in the military, and he had 3 medals of honor. He passed all these tests, like physical tests. He was just like the top caliber, and I guess a bunch of people, like, you know, and he applied for the program or whatever the fuck. And but there was no like enhancements involved. It was just picking the best like candidate. So he was chosen on that account.
Okay.
But this was after Sam had retired the shield for a museum. So it was just like super fucked up. And they just like, nah, we're gonna give it to this guy. He's Captain America now, and he's a total douchebag.
That's good.
That's what you end up finding out. He's a psychopath, actually.
That's good.
Good shit. Great storytelling. Not quite on the same shit as WandaVision in my opinion, but it's still really entertaining.
Shouts out.
Shouts out
Kevin
Feige and his people.
I just recently watched, in my rewatch of the whole MCU, I just watched Ragnarok.
I did too. Watched it yesterday.
Sick, so I'm gonna Infinity War and Endgame coming up. So.
Mm-hmm.
You sound really excited about it, dude.
No, it's gonna be good. I mean, I've seen them already, hence the term rewatch. But
yeah.
I've never seen them coming out of Ragnarok, so it's gonna make it feel a whole lot different. Just that first scene.
The first scene.
The first one.
Brutal. Speaking of brutal.
Dude, you want to get the rest of our content. If you're watching, like, subscribe, hit the bell, leave a comment and all that stuff, dude. Tell us what your favorite MCU movie is. You can get podcast every Monday, Scrum every Wednesday-ish. And you can get us at TalkinSaucePod_respect the_.
Yo, Hurricanes just could not beat the Red Wings this season.
Nah.
Like, they got our number.
They're too good, dude.
You know?
They're just simply too good.
You think if they had traded for Mantha sooner, we would have been able to beat them?
Maybe, if we were lucky.
Because the Capitals are now that good.
Yeah, that second
They're scoring
line,
like 6 goals a game now.
Backstrom, Mantha, and it's Oshie, right? Isn't that the other winger?
Yeah.
That's pretty fucking sick. But the Hurricanes definitely could not. Producer's out. He just quit, I think. He just bailed on the whole operation. He's like, you guys figure this shit out, dude.
It's fine.
But you see Tavo is going on the road with the team.
Yeah, I saw he was back on the ice for practice.
He was skating. I don't know if he was in a non-contact jersey, probably. But they took him on the road, so that's going to be huge for all those fans saying, you know, the Lightning are going to add Kucherov. Well, fucking, we're going to add Tavo, dude.
I'll see your Cooch.
Exactly same level of player.
I'm not even going to.
But it will be huge for the top 6, definitely. You know. Yeah. But I don't know who would bump. I guess maybe Fost bumps down to the 3rd. I don't know. We'll let Rod make those decisions. And then
we'll let Twitter decide.
Our boy, our new defenseman, scored his first goal with the Canes, possibly in his NHL career. Maybe it might have been his first goal ever.
Likely.
Yeah, scored it to beat Nashville. Huge. Because Nashville is fighting for points. I think they're in 4th right now or whatever. And, you know, we're up there at the top, boy.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, dude, it's been...
Everything's working out.
Everything's been good. Getting a nice goalie rotation going. Nadalkovich was in net last night. Got that dub. Yeah, dude. It's all looking good.
It's just what you want to see.
Yeah. Definitely.
Consistency.
For real.
Consistency.
Got a couple empty netters. That's probably good for his confidence. I think he's been going through a bit of a dry spell here, but
right.
Yeah, man, it's been all good.
He's been doing his thing. He's been being a pest. He's been working other players over and shit.
Oh yeah, shoving motherfuckers to the ground. I thought he was gonna fight, dude.
Yeah.
Who was it?
I forgot.
It
was Ekholm, yeah.
That big motherfucker.
They just both got a holding penalty.
Yeah, that's what you want to see, man. Now that happens, you know, cool off in the box a little bit.
I love it.
Cool off in the box.
But yeah, it's the guy we traded for scores, hanky panky.
Yep.
But speaking of trades, let's go ahead and talk about that trade deadline.
So I guess we brought it up already. Start with the Capitals bringing in Mantha for Jacob Vrana, and it was some picks or something, wasn't it?
Some shit like
we
that.
Got it here.
Really
it was.
Ain't worried about it.
I'm worried about it.
Big worried about it.
Big worried if I can even find it.
I'm a little surprised they traded Vrana. I really thought they had a lot banking on his longevity with the team.
It was a 2021 first and a 2022 second.
Yeah.
So
there you go.
And Richard Panik.
There you go.
So they gave up a decent little bit.
Oh yeah,
they gave up a whole lot of stuff.
I'm a little surprised they didn't have that much on Vrana in terms of what they thought he was worth. But Mantha's a big pickup, obviously.
Oh yeah,
he had an assist his first game with the team.
He brings it, a little bit more in the physical edge too.
He's
a
6'5".
little bit. He's a much and uses it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
He's a much grittier player than Vrana. Although I was seeing,
a couple years older.
I think it was evolving wild or whatever, probably. But every time trades happen, post all the underlying stats.
Yeah.
And it seemed like Verana was a much better player in all like facets of the game so far in his career.
I wouldn't doubt it.
But
I liked him.
yeah, I'm a huge fan of Mantha. It's just looking at what was given up. And it was kind of huge.
I'm not upset at the trade. I just feel like I wouldn't have been upset if the Caps had done that. It should have probably kept Verana.
Yeah,
But it is what
or
it is.
even keep the first round pick or something like Verana and Mantha. Those are two legitimate NHL caliber players, like two top 6 caliber players.
I think the one biggest difference is Mantha has a little bit of contract on him, and Verana you have to figure out. So
that's true.
The Red Wings are taking that gamble, and by taking that gamble, they need some picks for incentive.
Yeah, that makes sense.
I'm assuming that's all. I'm just assuming that.
That makes sense.
But that would be my only reasoning. That would make sense.
Yeah. Mantha was a guy I was like hoping the Hurricanes would. Like I never saw it. It was just a guy. He's always a guy I've been a fan of.
We trade for him and not Svech's brother.
Yeah, we'll take them both, dude. What do you need back? We give you all our first round picks.
Svech.
All possible first round picks.
Right.
But then
Who else got traded?
Nick Foligno gets traded to
The captain of the Blue
the
Jackets.
captain of the Blue Jackets gets traded
Teammate.
to the Leafs
Favorite.
for Stefan Nosen and a first round pick and a fourth round pick.
Bruh.
Yeah.
That's crazy. I did not see that one coming. I would have expected Toronto to pick up some veteran, well-known player coming out of his prime to show the younger guys they're making a serious push like they do every single... They do it like twice a season.
Yeah.
But, yeah, the captain of the Blue Jackets, Nick Foligno, I'm a little surprised.
Yeah, the Blue Jackets are in shambles right now. Remember a
Yeah.
couple years ago when they were
Scary.
it felt like the Jackets and the Hurricanes were everybody's kind of like sleeper pick.
When Bob was
windows.
threatening to go to free agency, he's
Yeah,
like, wait till I
yeah.
get a sick contract and I'm going to be the best goalie. Half of that came true.
He did get a sick contract. Good for the Maple Leafs though, I think. This is again kind of adding something I'd say they don't have. He's a top 6 forward that's probably going to play third line center, right?
Some shit.
Like, because he's a center. I'm not tripping on that.
No, I
Or am
mean, I
tripping
think
on
he's
that?
primarily a winger, but I think he can play center.
Okay.
No problem.
Either way, I mean, another big body.
Yeah.
Plays a
Veteran.
plays a heavy game. Yeah, veteran. Obviously was a captain.
And like I was saying, and like the players know, when that happens, it's go time.
Yeah.
You got to make a big push here.
Yeah.
Make a big push in the playoffs.
For real.
Show your management you're not a bunch of fucking dicks.
Yeah, the Maple Leafs are just so...
They're in shambles.
It's so odd, It's kind of like the Oilers too,
I feel like if you give us that roster, us being the Hurricanes,
if you give Rod Brindamore that roster, dude,
forget about it.
You gave Rod Brindamore that roster, fuck.
Of course, that's a bunch of big ifs, but it's wild. It's a wild thing where it's so much talent on one team. They've been without Nylander.
Have they?
Yeah, because of COVID or some shit. He's getting ready to come back.
Oh shit!
So it's just like,
I don't know that.
You know what I mean? And they're always missing somebody. Of that strong caliber with them. I don't know. But what were some of the other ones?
We got Taylor Hall,
dude,
and Curtis Lazar going from Buffalo
Dude.
to Boston for Anders Bjork and a second round pick.
That's wild.
Super wild. Kind of feel bad for Anders Bjork.
And Buffalo retained half the Hall salary.
They did.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was...
They said, dude, we'll just, you can go.
Yeah, for real, like, get out of here, bro.
You can even take Curtis with you.
Dude, like, I can't get this fucking bottle open.
Dude,
Fuck
you
it.
need some help?
No, dude, I refuse
You don't
to.
be
I refuse to let
embarrassed
that
on
happen
camera?
on camera, dude. I'll break that
Watch,
bottle in my
watch.
face. Just, this can be.
Oh, shit.
Dylan, you want to take a shot, dude?
Sure.
Winner gets the podcast. What?
Oh yeah, you got greasy hands.
You do got greasy hands. It was a very slippery top. That was seriously the problem. I got this. Hold on. We're gonna open this thing here.
That'll do it.
Oh,
Nice, dude. Thanks.
I keep my podcast.
Okay, now you gotta fill the empty air time as I drink this.
What do you mean? Get
Okay,
real close to that mic and make those sounds, bitch.
Taylor Hall, Boston, score. How many goals has he scored already?
I think he's got like one in each game, two games, 2 goals. something like that.
I mean, hopefully, he even said himself like he's ready to come back to relevancy. He kind of went out there and
I was first overall, damn it.
I remember when I was the darling
I'm
of the
important.
trade deadline.
Yeah.
He just wants to keep getting 1-year contracts so he can keep being told how bad people want him. That's his whole angle. Just needs that validation
Wasn't there
from
that
different
stat
teams'
where he's
front
played
offices.
for like each of the last place teams or some shit? Like he just keeps playing for really bad teams.
Probably.
Very true.
Now he's on a team that is not bad, like actually not bad, not just on paper. Like they're actually not a bad team.
They have a good track record.
They
It's
win
all,
games.
I mean, and for his sake, I mean, it's Boston.
Mark Savard gave him his number.
Yeah, he did, didn't he? Shouts out him.
Big shouts out.
Yeah, dude, I mean, for Taylor Hall's sake, I hope it works out in Boston because
Good opportunity for Lazar too.
yeah, and for Anders Bjork, dude, keep your head up. Keep your head
man.
up. Jack Eichel might be back next year if he doesn't get traded.
He's got to go too, man.
Dude, Jack Eichel's gonna get traded to the Blue Jackets, dude.
Give that man another chance.
Jack Eichel to the Blue Jackets. I'm
To the
calling
Blue
it, dude,
Jackets?
to the Blue Jackets.
Wow.
Dude. Next year sometime.
Him and Line, huh?
Yep.
Wow.
Out there, Line ain't sticking around. They don't care.
No.
Line hates it out. Did you see his end-to-end goal the other night?
Yeah,
That shit was sick.
it's gross. He's got some wheels.
Oh yeah, and he's a huge person.
He's a big man.
He's
I would not
large
be in his
human.
way.
He's a very large human.
Oh god. Here we go.
But what other trades happened? Oh yeah, Sam Bennett goes to the Florida Panthers. I thought that was kind of a low key good pickup.
Good for him.
Them. He kind of
Change
reminds
of
me
scenery,
of a Hornquist style player. You know.
which is wild for him. Big Cinderella story in terms of his play style.
Yeah, no, for real. And I mean, as far as big trades, that was most of it. Nashville picked up Goodbranson because I guess that guy just
He has to get traded.
yeah,
It's just
he
part
has
of
to
the
get
lore.
moved
Yeah.
for everything to
It's not a
everything to be
sanctioned
right.
NHL season if he doesn't get traded to some team that's thinking about adding some veteran depth that really just ends up hurting their decor.
And then Montreal picked up Eric Gustafson, which is just Eric Goodbranson with the
With a
nameplate
different
messed
name.
up. Yeah,
That's funny. That's funny.
So yeah, man, the trade deadline came and passed.
It was quite the shakeup, despite the type of season, just economically that's going on. Not disappointing, in my opinion.
And I saw it was a lot of reports were saying like a lot of these moves are getting made with that expansion draft in mind.
Right.
Because
Certain players that were going to get exposed were going to be a problem signing-wise coming up to that point.
I think the Hurricanes were looking at Hayden Fleury that way.
Right.
Like it's going to be a guy that's probably
Complicates
exposed.
things.
Yeah. And in Vegas, I saw you tweet, they're still exempt from the expansion draft. Dude, they're like an established. They're like probably one of the more popular brands in the NHL right now, just from a nationwide standpoint, because there's like Cinderella run their first season in.
It's
and all
kind
that
of
stuff.
fucking dumb.
And then they're still exempt. Like, is it 3 years now? How many years have they been in the league? 3-4 years,
At least.
something like that.
Yeah.
And
I'll tell you this much. I'll tell you this much. I'll tell you this much. Stanley Cup finalists.
Yeah, yeah.
Western Conference finalists.
No, yeah.
They've been in the finals, the Western Conference finals, every year they've been a team. What the fuck?
Pretty much. And exempt from the expansion draft, dude. Which is going to be another interesting wrinkle. I feel like they've already addressed this, but the league is what I mean by them. Teams trying to hide cap and hide players basically in Vegas. You know what I mean?
Not exactly.
So take it like we're like the cap flattens out next year and all that stuff, right? Some teams up against the cap. Hey Vegas, we'll throw you a 3rd round pick. Hold this contract for us, basically like a $3-4 million contract. Hold that. We can sign this guy, expose this guy, and then work on a trade back type of thing. You know what I'm saying? Basically, just like a holdover. And I think the league is already.
I was gonna say, it sounds like the league would forbid that.
Yeah, I think the league has already addressed that, and maybe teams are less inclined to do that after Vegas, when they came into the league, kind of fleeced a lot of teams. There's a lot of teams out there that they got Alex Tuck, dude. Like they got Alex Tuck out the expansion draft.
Alex Tuck, Max Pacioretty, fucking what's his name? William Carlson.
Yeah.
Fucking what's his name that came over there from Florida?
Oh,
Riley Smith.
Riley Smith.
Others.
And then they went out and signed Mark Stone. Like, yeah, they're
Ryan
doing
Reeves.
okay. Ryan
Mark
Reeves.
fucking Stone.
Did you see that picture of the tape on his stick?
Mark Stone?
Yeah, dude, it
Yeah.
looked like a fucking
Like a traffic cone?
Yeah, I don't understand how that is comfortable in the slightest.
I don't
dude.
get it either.
He probably has giant hands, but still.
Something. Yeah, I don't
Still,
get
dude,
it.
that's fucking. That shit's crazy. That's almost as crazy as what's his name out there on the Blues? Drove his car through the coffee shop.
Oh, Ryan O'Reilly?
Ryan O'Reilly, the blade on his stick that like curves and there's like a sharp 90-degree
like
angle at the very end.
Yeah, that doesn't make any sense.
Yeah, it doesn't
to
make
me.
I don't know how that's legal.
How is that legal?
It's
Got a fucking lacrosse stick.
It's got to
on
be
end
the
of
fucking
shit.
easiest toe drag like ever. If you can just hook the end of that puck
For
and just
real.
drag it around.
Pick it up.
For real.
The basket.
But it is fucked that Vegas isn't going to lose anybody, dude.
It is fucked.
Super fucked.
Super fucked. Big shouts out Patrick Marleau for tying, or if not, I've already broken the all-time games played record held by Gordie Howe originally.
Dude, for real.
That man, 41 years old, doing it.
I saw
Playing games. Never. You don't miss a lot of games.
I saw some crazy stat where like he's played with 30, like almost 40% of everyone who's ever played in the NHL at this point, like with or against type of thing. Like that's how long he stuck around.
That's the craziest stat I've heard.
It's bonkers, dude. Like
That man's like the Gandalf of the NHL.
Dude,
He's fucking seen the whole. He's been here for the whole third age and
dude,
shit.
for real.
He's seen everything.
And he's still in San Jose right now, right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah. Back in San Jose.
yeah.
After
Hurricanes
playing
legend.
for literally 3 other teams.
Dude, Hurricanes legend,
Hurricanes
Patrick
legend, dude.
Marleau.
Breaking the record.
Speaking of records, Ovi up to 730 goals.
Dude, he gets one every. I mean, the Caps have been scoring damn 6 tonight. He's bound to get at least one in there.
For real.
It's coming. He's got to play at least a season or 2 more, but it's coming.
Yeah, he's got to put up, because I always forget what the record is. It's
892.
892. That sounds really right.
Yeah.
Sounds really right. So, I mean, 160 away or whatever.
Some shit like that. He's still got to do like 250 more goal season. 250 goal season.
894.
894.
Fuck.
Close enough. Damn, it's really not that.
It's reachable.
It's definitely reachable, dude.
It's obtainable.
Don't do quick mats. Quick mats. 2 + 2 is 4.
He's 164 more goals.
Nice.
He needs at least 4 seasons.
Mm-hmm.
4 seasons, 4 40-goal seasons. He could. How long they got Mantha signed for?
Fuck.
It's at this point, and I think we even said it. It's kind of going to be on management to get him there. I think you got to keep a solid team around him, because once you get 2 more seasons down the line, he's not going to be able to put the team on his back for playoff run after playoff run after playoff run.
No.
Just from yeah.
Mm-hmm.
You got to have guys getting him. He's got to get those power play goals off. Like that's how you get to the 40 goals each season. I'm rooting for him.
I think if he's staying on the team, I mean, honestly, if he's in the NHL in general, he's going to be around guys, and teams are going to build teams around him that are going to want to help him break that record. I mean, that is a record, if broken, is a different kind of historic.
Oh, 100%.
In terms of stats, like
100%.
you're talking about breaking a Gretzky record.
Which is kind
like
of
a top record.
To take it back a couple conversations where I forget who was it. It was the Blue Jacket that was talking about Crosby, the ex-Blue Jacket.
Dubinsky?
Was it Dubinsky?
Yeah.
Going back to saying like Ovechkin, and this is where I'm inclined to agree with him. Ovechkin's a more impactful like player. Like I think, especially if he breaks the record, I think history probably remembers Ovechkin a little bit. I don't want to say like better, but just like they hold him in maybe a bit higher regard,
potentially,
the history books, than they do Crosby. Like they'll look at me like Crosby. No, Crosby was great. Crosby was
right.
Like,
you're gonna have to especially if you don't know about just like context within the game itself. Yeah, no, I would agree.
And be like, man, like this guy almost broke the record. Like he score half his goals from that spot? Yeah, but that's almost more impressive because everyone knows where it's coming from, including the goalie. and it's just a matter of can you stop it, and you couldn't. It was too good. It was too perfect.
Yeah.
The machine was too well oiled. I don't know. It's like that's where I'm inclined to agree with the argument that he was making. Not the fuck Crosby part. I'm not on.
Right.
I'm not on the fuck Crosby train or anything.
So in conclusion, fuck Crosby. Fucking rat.
But yeah, no, this good. I really hope it happens just so we can say we watched him.
That's what I'm saying.
Like we'll be like, we got to
It's more
watch him through
selfish
his whole career. Like we got to watch him play.
Oh god.
The same thing with Connor McDavid, dude.
Yeah. I want him to break some records.
For real.
Do it.
Just do it.
Do it.
Do it all night.
Do it.
Sea of Thieves.
Bruh.
Season 2. Isn't it crazy they're only on their second season for as long as...
Well, I felt like the beta and alpha and all that was out for so long.
It was like a whole year. Because when I first started playing it, which was very recently, the season 1 had like just started a month ago. Like it had just began. So now season 2 is coming out, adding some more world events, some more shit to get fucked up on. They added a new... I was unaware of this whole tucking thing. It's like a whole style of gameplay.
Right.
They've added in an emote where you put a barrel over top of yourself.
Oh shit.
And like the only way you can really tell is if you're on the boat, your character always kind of rocks with the boat. So even when you're in like the barrel, your barrel kind of rocks a little bit. But there's a bunch of barrels on your boats and shit that are just always there. So there's gonna be some pretty crazy fucking. It just made me paranoid, dude. Like I'm watching like streamers play and shit. I'm like, dude, like every time we pull up to an island, everyone on the boat gets off the boat and we run around the island. Like that's the perfect time. Motherfuckers get on your boat, go hide somewhere, wait for you to do all your like stuff, pop up, kill you, take your shit and like
turn it in,
sell it. Yeah.
Yep.
That's some like...
We should go do that to somebody.
We should, except I watch it
shit.
sometime, dude, and they'll be like, yeah, we've been on this boat for like 40 minutes, just like laying down. I'm like, I don't know if I could sit there for 40 minutes.
Well, you go and do it, and if nothing happens within the first like 20 minutes...
Fuck them up.
you just send it.
Pop up, chop them up.
Yeah.
Ching, 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 ching. Dude, I need to get... when you start getting pets, dude, you can get pets that like run around with you.
We gotta get some pets in that game.
But they cost the... it's not gold. It's I think doubloons are like the other... It's like the... other currency that's all you always have to like pay for. You get them like 5 at a time. You know what I'm talking about? Which is like every game.
Sure, yeah.
But the pets only cost doubloons, and they cost a lot of them.
Right.
So I don't know how to. What
do they call those? Not mounts. I mean, it could be a mount, but what are they? Otherwise, I forget.
Companions.
Maybe there's like some blanket word for that in games. Maybe I'm thinking of the word mount, which doesn't really apply here. Fuck you.
My bad, dude.
Sorry, dude.
My bad, bro.
It's all good.
But dude, when you start sailing the high seas, dude, fucking, I'm just so paranoid that we're gonna be running around. There's gonna be a dude on our ship, just like looking at our shit, like, oh, they're just.
Oh yeah.
Then again, our shit's so low level. They're probably like, I'm not even gonna waste 20 minutes of my day
Facts.
with these
Just blow it up.
With these probably.
Also, with a game like that though, like that game seems like so laid back, where it's like. Unless, like, we really were, like, doing some shit where we spent, like, a long-ass time that took a long time to do something and then we got fucked over, that'd be the only thing that could make me be like, oh.
That's what happened when we got that totem, or that fucking totem shit, and I was like, James, go hide. And he was like, right where they killed us? Like, no, but he did. And then they took it and they just sold it. They didn't even go to the island. They just sold that shit.
So, let me ask you something. You play the game, you get a ship, you're on your ship, that ship gets destroyed?
Yes.
Yeah. You respawn, whatever. Do you then have to just buy a new ship?
The ships are, you like load in with it.
Okay.
So like like everything is, everyone's on like the same level as far as equipment goes. Like there's 3 ships, a sloop, I think a brig's the biggest, and I forget what the middle one is. But it's basically like if you have 1 to 2 people, 1 to 3 people, or 1 to 4 people. Those are like the sloop smallest, brig biggest, and then like you each have like all the guns are the same, all the weapons you have are the same, and then you just buy skins basically. But so if your ship is getting fucked up, you can there's an option just to scuttle it, which will just automatically sink it, or let it sink, and then it just spawns you new island, new ship, and good fucking luck. But then like you can buy and
just respawn.
Yeah, you can buy like then there's like certain flags you can buy that you raise, which might put you on the map, but it'll get you like higher rewards and stuff. But then people come fuck you up. There's a lot to it. I still don't like understand yet.
With that being said, you can't steal other people's ships and make like a fleet.
No, you could.
You could.
Yeah, 100%. How? But if
they could scuttle it.
They could scuttle it, but they also just
they can
continue.
scuttle it all anytime, all the time.
They could also just continuously respawn on it because it's still like their ship. So,
Okay.
but yeah, it's real. It's
They need to make that a mechanic.
like a stealing, like
you
a
could just, like
commandeer a
capture
ship,
the
dude.
flag type thing.
like make a fleet, like straight
That'd
up.
be pretty fire, dude. I'm not gonna lie.
Become
Some
a-
like if you have time to like raise your flag on it or
Commodore.
something. Yeah, some real Pirates of the Caribbean shit, dude.
Yeah, exactly.
That is a good time. Definitely a good time. We're awful in the battling part, dude. We got
Terrible. We got
dude,
fucked up by some PVE, bro.
dude, a ghost ship. It's like straight up, like Lexi and I have beat a ghost ship before. This ghost ship rolled up on us. I jumped off to get on the ship. Josh jumped off to get off the ship. James, who was driving, jumped off to get on the
Let's go
ship.
fishing.
Well, no, he jumped off to get on the ship.
So we just left the boat.
Dude, so like I jump off because I was getting fucked
James.
up and I'm just in the water and like Josh and James are both there. I was like, did we all get off the boat? Everyone's like,
Are we all here?
everyone's like, yeah. And I was like, and we ain't dropped the anchor. It was like, nah. I was like, so our ship's just going right now, right? Yeah.
in the ocean.
Starts
bro.
like floating away. Oh, God.
I jumped off the boat to go find like some other person's ship got sunk. I jumped off to like they had some chests. I grabbed them. I started swimming back to the boat. They raised the anchor, just started sailing away from me.
So, if I'm understanding, this is the third story you told me where James has ignored his duty to steer the ship.
If he's gonna, it's just like throw the anchor down. It's a bad play, but just throw the anchor down. You
Right.
know, like
Oh, Lord.
Costing, bro.
Dude, it's hilarious.
That's
It's also
fine.
it's just hilarious how bad we are at it.
We're
dude.
so
just
bad.
so
I would
fucking
love
bad
to
at the
such
game,
bad
dude. We know none of the real mechanics.
Once
to
you get
it.
a fucking Xbox, you can play with us, you fucking nerd.
It's true,
It's
dude.
true.
It's
Fucking
true.
nerd.
It's true.
Idiot.
I could.
Loser.
Well,
Lame
this
ass.
is mean. This is mean.
Well,
Ugly.
ugly.
Well, yeah.
But yeah, dude, come be a pirate, Dylan. Arg.
Arg.
On
Arg.
guard.
Right.
Ting 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 ting.
Avast.
Starboard.
Starburst.
Starburst. It's the pink one. Turn
Pirates on the
right.
starburst side.
There's Starburst on the Starburst side.
So fucking dumb, dude.
Do we do it?
I think we did it,
I
man.
think we did it. Jacob,
What's up, dog?
where can they get us if they want to sail the high seas?
If you want to sail the high seas,
Get high and sail the high seas.
hit us up at Talkin Sauce Pod. No underscore respect the underscore. If you're watching, like, subscribe, hit the
that
bell.
bell.
Podcast every Monday.
that.
Scrum every Wednesday ish. You can get me at JCobb, JAY_COBBB.
You give me a team CAB. You can find me on Reddit. You teabags your mom 69420 lowercase x capital X. You teabags your mom 69420 lowercase x capital X.